What if you are being catfished? Just think about it. What if they're presenting a picture that is like not necessarily who they are? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Dance with D. So if you are seeing this video, it's a testimony to the fact that everything I was saying in the last video, talking about consistency, getting back, momentum, and all of those aspire to perspire stuff is really working, because this video is coming out almost immediately the last one came out. So today on the channel, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I started off sometime on the blog, talking about long distance relationships. So I started a series on the blog where I said, which I titled Confessions of a Single Man, right? So in one particular episode, I talked about the idea of long distance relationships, how we are running long distance relationship as young people in Nigeria and everything, and it was pretty interesting. So I sat and I thought, I was like, "Oh, why not just bring this topic to life? Let's do a little bit of heart to heart. Let's hear what we have to say, right?" And in that blog post, I shared how I felt the idea of long distance relationship is cool, right? But it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can last in it. And I was also saying that long distance relationship in Nigeria is for me is tight, right? Because I feel many people have ulterior motives. Somebody can end the relationship with you and tell you that, oh, I don't want to do a long distance relationship with you because you're somewhere in Kaduna, I'm in Lagos, it's really difficult placing calls, I can't see you, I can't do this. But that same person would thrive in a long distance relationship with somebody who is living in London or Canada. So I'm like, is it really a long distance issue or a location issue? Because you are together, you can travel to go and meet love of your life, like somewhere on the road, it's bandits, kidnappers, and all that stuff. When you can easily walk to the airport, pick a flight, and you're in London some few hours later, you have met the love of your life and you're back. And that's another thing. Long distance relationship for me is like expensive, right? It's costly. But I now sit down again and I think about it, that comparing the expenses that you make with long distance relationship, you're just on your phone, and then somebody who is in a physical we get to see every other week is fixing dates, moving from one place to another. They're doing remote love. Somebody is doing 9 to 5 love. Which one is better, right? So I mean, the best way to say like what a long distance relationship is just being with somebody romantically as your partner, your lover, your bread in your tea, and all of those yada 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 stuff. And you just know that you're not in the same physical location, right? And as I said, long distance relationship is for some people fairly easy, because the person is abroad. So I feel like it's long distance for jackpot reasons, right? It's easier for you to the way this is just my opinion again. Some people find it easy to be in long distance relationship where they are not in the same country, again because of ulterior motives. But then it also goes to say that not everybody's doing that for you know selfish reasons. So yeah, not everybody's doing it for selfish reasons, but then you have to think about the plus side of it. Better opportunities, you travel, you get sponsorship for your visa, you get this one, you get that one. There are a lot of things that you get out of it. Somebody that are doing long distance relationship with in Kaduna. Kaduna is a very good example, because now think of a place like Kogi. But then there's the flip side of the coin, right? Because if you're going to have to visit this person, you have to think about the costs. You have to think about your travel, your to say you need to get a visa, you need to get what's it called now? Plane tickets and all of that. The whole cost of moving from one place to another. But you see the way I described it, I'm describing it as remote love. Fairly easy. Not a lot of people like to do this whole I get to see you every other day kind of love. Some people are fine with that space in time. But then you now think about it, that does it really work? Is this something that people would really survive in, especially in this day Nigeria, especially when you think about how people are doing relationship these days in the world, right? Many people are struggling with the idea of commitment. But people who are in physical relationships where you get to see each other, you're still battling with the idea of, oh, you're seeing your partner every other day, you're getting tired, you're seeing more options. Not to now talk of when you're not even seeing the person that you are in love with, right? You're not seeing the person, and options have littered everywhere, so to speak. So it now boils down to personal conviction. What can this person do, right? What do I really feel satisfied with being with this person in a relationship, or do I want to try my hands on somebody that I can see? What's the level of trust? What's the level of flexibility that you're giving to each other in your relationship? So we're not here to talk about the whole economics of love. That's for, I mean, people who are in it and their partners. I mean, what level of sacrifice and commitment are you willing to give to it? But then again, I once had a conversation with a friend, and then he was like, "Oh, out of sight is basically out of love, right? Once you're not seeing the person, you are out of love." What do you think about that? Does constantly seeing a person actually reinforce the amount or the degree of love that you have for that person? Because I mean, people see themselves every other day, but they still end up in hot breakfast tears. And then there are people who don't even get to see themselves, and then they maybe get married, live together for the next 25 years, have their happily ever after, right? So again, the question is, does out of sight mean out of love? What do you think about that? Another thing you should think about when you're thinking about out of sight and being out of love is, again, for many people, it's like you don't get to see the person, you don't get to see them in the fullness of their elements. You don't know what their character traits is like, you don't know what their physical habits is like, especially if you've not even met the person for the first time. Don't forget that we are in a new generation. Like, our generation is entirely different. People are connecting on social media apps. I was reading recently, like just the split second of today, about how people are beginning to have AI companions and all of that. You don't know what their relationship with other people outside of that space, outside of their the online space is like, right? I mean, today we say in Nigeria that if you're going to date somebody, you should go through their social media profile, check their Twitter, what are they tweeting about, what are they in support of? Because I mean, you can meet somebody and then you go and check their social media profile, especially for guys, and then you go and check their social media profile. Then they're supporting, oh, women are not members of your family, or rather, your wife is not a member of your family. All of those crazy stuff. Check what their political opinions are. I feel like if some people support some political parties, it's good ground for you to break up with them. And it's not just seeing it from a place of, being Nigerian, oh, you're a bigot and all of that stuff. Even in places, or do I say advanced countries like America, you see people will be like, oh, my husband is a Republican, we're a Republican family. Oh, my husband is a Democrat, we're a Democrat family. And then you see politicians come out and say, oh, I'm a Democrat senator, and then my husband is a supporter of the Republican Party. People make those things work, but it's important to know, like, what's the motive behind it, what's driving them. Do people? It's really interesting. I don't know. I didn't even plan to go this route, but it's really interesting when you now say you're going through somebody's profile, and then you're seeing where they're supporting the lynching of women, what the ideas of sharing money is, what's their opinion on, like, really topics that you feel like are minute, but what's their sense of what's the word that I should use now? What's driving them towards this topic? What's driving their thoughts towards this topic, right? We're seeing AI now, people using AI to suggest, how do I place it? Let me find the word. Like, we're seeing AI as language learning models and all of that. So whatever prompt you give to it to act on it, right? And then you're using AI to say, oh, should change what the address is, make the sketch shorter, make the this that, put this on their face, remove their hair, change the color of their hair. So how are people using this tool? So it's really important that you go through the social profiles, right? And I was saying that we're in a different space from what our parents have had, right? If you're seeing somebody physically, right, you know that when, say, you go out with them, how do they react to the person holding the door for them? How do they react to the waiters? How do they speak to people? What's the level of dignity that they accord to people who are seemingly in a lesser cadre of the society than they are? So there are the type of things that you look at. So when you're not in the same physical location at as with that person, how do you now judge all of these scenarios? How do you know that, okay, this is what this person is like? So again, the question I asked is, does out of sight necessarily mean out of love? Do you see where I'm going with it? Do you see the correlation with it, that between seeing somebody and then falling in love with them, right? And then again, when like, well, we're in a well advanced world, right? So how do you know that what the person is presenting to you, or somebody that you've not met physically, how do you know that what the person is presenting to you matches who they really are? What if you are being catfished? Just think about it. What if they're presenting a picture that is like not necessarily who they are? So just think about those stuff. Because I mean, if you've met somebody at one point in your life, say physically, and then you connected, and maybe a few years down the line, you get back together, you're in a relationship, fine. With somebody that, okay, you started off in the same location, physical relationship and all of that, and over the time somebody had to move, right? That's also fine. I mean, you don't always have to meet the person alive. So every form of relationship faces its own challenge, right? So long distance relationship is not really cut from one clothes. It's different, different strokes for different folks, basically. And one thing that people don't think about when going into long distance relationship is how long does it last, right? I have the patience and the fortitude to bear a long distance relationship for 6 months. I can't do more than 6 months. I can do 1 year, or I can give it 2 years, or I can give it 3 years. What about 10 years? What about we get married and then we're still in the long distance relationship? How does it work? And it now takes me to the part where I feel like our parents actually did long distance relationship better than us, because if you think about it, we're in an advanced world again. We have like tons of devices accessible to us. You can do Google Meets, you can do a Google Duo, you can place a call via Google, you can place a call via WhatsApp, you can do long international calls. Like, there's so many platforms you can use for your um long distance relationship love. I think I have a blog post on this. You can check it out. There are so many tools that are accessible to us. You can check the person's calendar, you know what the person is doing at different points in time. But our parents that fell in love in the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, they were falling in love and they were doing their long distance relationship through letters, through the Nigerian Postal Service. You write a letter to your wife, and then she sees it in about 3 weeks, and then she sends her own reply to you that comes in another 3 weeks. So that's like 6 weeks of, how do I say it, of information, things that you cannot easily say, and they still survived it. They were fine. So you will see, I think growing up I heard different stories from different people where they say, oh, they got married at one point, they left their wife in the village until they were fine, and they went to bring them. So how were they communicating? How were they doing all of that stuff? Not now that we have it easier, we have all these devices to communicate, and then somebody is telling you that, oh, I can't talk to you right now because I'm busy. The alleged love of your life in your long distance relationship is calling you once in 3 days, and you're fine with it and you're happy. I don't think you're in love. I'm sorry, but I don't think that you're in love. I think that you should really think about what you're doing. So I don't like end up talking too much. What are some of the things that you should consider before doing a long distance relationship? I've already shared some. First of all, know what your strength is, know if you're able to do it. Consider the financial constraints involved in it. Think about it. Hope this person is like being fully open to you. Hope you know basically as much as you can about them. You're being able to judge what their character traits are like, because again, no matter how somebody wants to hide it, it will show that this is the type of person that this person is. And again, if it's not enjoyable, it's okay to rethink it, that you know what, I can't do this. Relationship should be enjoyed, it should not be endured. So I mean, think about it. Is this something that you're happy with? Is it something that is really meeting what your goals for a relationship is? And then it's also important that you have a relationship checklist. You know, I was saying that there should be a time frame that you want this to happen, or this long distance relationship to work for. So have a checklist that at this point, this is what we're going to be doing. This is how many times we're going to be visiting ourselves. This is the number of calls we are going to make. This is how we're going to have online dates. Or you go to a location in your country or your state or wherever city, whatever city you are, and I do the same at mine, we have a video call. There's so many ideas that people have that are making long distance relationship work for them. And it's also important that each person is committed, your partner is committed to you, you're committed to your partner. There's a seemingly good level of trust that you both have for yourself. Like you're flexible, you're willing and committed to make this work. Do I think that I can do long distance relationship? I'm not sure. I'm not going to give any guarantee for that. So how about you? Is this something that you are willing to dip your two legs into the river and then test how the rivers work? But again, as we will say, don't let anybody bubble you. If it's something that you cannot do, it's fine and it's okay that you walk out from it. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. If this is something that resonates with you, let me know. And don't forget my question. Is out of sight necessarily out of love? Is long distance relationship something that you can do? As usual, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment and share. And if you want to catch up on the blog post, I'll be adding the link to the description. Please check it out. And as I love to say, a drop of honey for a day. Bye guys.